Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today, and I hope everybody is okay during this lockdown that is going on in the UK. And I'm going to try to provide you with some more videos during this time and content to keep you all informed during this time. I've also got the podcast that is about to drop. I've featured on Berms's Grind podcast with the Ian R twins, and I'll be making that available to all the members of Scarcity very soon. So make sure that you join if you really want to support the channel. You'll get these sort of things earlier than everyone else, and also first access to merch as well. In this story, it takes place in West London. It involves drill group CGM, which was formerly known as 1011. Two members, Digga and Sav'0, have been jailed for their involvement in a gang fight that involved knives, and also a firearm was produced at one point. 6 men and a teenager who took part in an organised fight armed with knives and weapons in Westminster have been sentenced. The group was jailed for a total of 17 years and 10 months. On Wednesday, the following were sentenced. Jordan Badu was given 3 years. Reese Herbert, who is Digga, was given 2 years and 6 months. A 17-year-old who cannot be named, Damani Charles, Yusuf Aldrissa, Brandon Wise, Osman Abadawi, and McKeel Pond from Westminster. The police say that on the 2nd of January 2019, at approximately 7:10 in the evening, police were called to reports of a large group fighting involving 20 people armed with weapons in the street of Great Western Road and Harrow Road in the W9 area. Officers attended, but all suspects had fled on foot in various directions. An investigation was launched by the police officers, who identified 2 of those shortly afterwards in the incident themselves. A 17-year-old boy who presented himself at hospital after the fight with a cut to his face. Also Salman Charles, who was treated nearby at the scene after he suffered a single stab wound to the chest. Both men were arrested shortly afterwards after receiving their treatment for their part in the disorder. Officers recovered and went through hundreds of hours of CCTV footage from different venues around the area surrounding where it happened. They identified a further 6 suspects, and at least 7 knives were used, machetes, and 1 firearm was brandished during the course of the fight. CCTV led detectives to identify a grey vehicle that was at the scene at 7 p.m, 10 minutes before the disorder broke out. This vehicle carried 2 people. The vehicle followed shortly behind it was a red car carrying Digga. On the 22nd of January, officers searched Badu's address and carried out a warrant. Inside, officers found him and Digga, and they searched their phone as well. They went through their phones. Their phones were near the incident at the time, and that is how they connected them, and that is all they have to do now. Officers took clothing that matched clothing that was seen on the suspects. Following identification, Aldrissa, Wise and Albadawi were all arrested. Various items of clothing were seized and a significant amount of phone examination took place. They've placed 2 more of them at the scene of the actual fight as well. So this was a very straightforward case for the prosecution. Of course, when you're out and about and you bump into somebody that you don't like, you don't have time to take your phone and put it somewhere else, do you? Because if they connect you to the crime afterwards, they will search your phone records. They will see where your GPRS is. Digga and 1011 are no strangers to controversy. Their whole career has been based on it. He actually had a deal going on with UMG Music as well. When he released No Diet, one of his biggest songs that he ever did, it's got 17 million views on Mixtape Madness. But Digga also had a lot of songs that was removed as well for controversial things that they talk about, real crimes that actually happened. And this was one of the main reasons why the police actually got an order to actually ban Digga and his fellow members rapping. It was the first order of its kind, and 5 members of the drill group were handed tough restrictions in 2018, where their lyrics, videos and performances were affected. In what is believed to be the first order of its kind, the judge banned the group from making music that was violent, and he also ordered them to inform the police if they had any upcoming videos or shows. They have been banned from mentioning death or injury in their songs or on social media. The gang members who were part of a drill group back then, they used to be called 1011, which is based in Ladbroke Grove, West London, had millions of views on YouTube, with tracks in the genre linked to a rise in violent crime, it said in the paper. 5 members of the group were actually issued with this criminal behaviour order, and Digga D, his sentence, has actually said that he breached this order. This is what they actually say in the case now, and that's why he's got 2 years and 6 months, because of the criminal behaviour order that he actually breached. They was investigated by Trident Gang back in 2018. So because of their firearm use, their heavy use of weapons and fighting with rivals, the Trident police was onto them. The orders say that on social media and in music videos and performances, the men must not encourage violence of any sort, name postcodes in any gang context, or make reference to the death of T-Wiz. That was the nickname of 19-year-old Abdullah Tarabi, who was fatally stabbed to death in West London. They must also notify police within 24 hours of releasing music videos and give 48 hours and the date and location of any performance and permit officers to attend. The men must also not possess balaclavas as well, and they can't attend Notting Hill Carnival. Freedom of expression campaigners criticised the move. An index on censorship said this was out of order and there was no way that they could justify stopping somebody from making music. Police believed they was trying to attack a rival group called 12 World. They was armed in this case also back in 2018 with machetes, baseball bats, masks and gloves. They said the defendants were on their way to have a fight, literally, but the defendant said they was using it as props for a music video. So this just goes to show the length of controversy and also the success and the downfall that comes with it, because they got attention from being controversial. Digga D, and also same as sav'o. Sav'o was locked up because he breached his criminal behaviour order when he put a video online saying that they robbed Russ as well. And him and his brother Horrid One, they was locked up for a few months, and it seems that they've come out and now sav'o's going to go back in. So 2 of these guys were on the brink of actually getting successful in music that was going to be signed if they hadn't already got a full record deal at that time. But 3 years is a long time, so at the end of the day they was given the opportunity to be able to move away from road and be able to make something different of their lives. So I'm sure it's very disappointing to all the fans of 1011, the fans of Digga D and sav'o, and I encourage any rapper that has this opportunity to really think again when they get involved in something like a street fight. So I really appreciate you joining me today. Please don't forget to turn on the bell for notifications. I'll definitely keep you updated, and we've got a lot of news to come. So I appreciate you joining me. Peace.